Chapter 43, Heartache and Healing. The series of events leading up to my PTSD diagnosis began shortly before my last reconstruction surgery. At that point in time, I had finally been able to push cancer to the very back of my mind. The active treatments were over, my surgeries were almost complete, and I was feeling stronger every day. Then cancer did something unforgivable. It messed with my Superman. My grandpa was a real man's man. He exuded masculinity, and I believe he had conquered the vast majority of the wilderness in our great state. Whether on purpose or on accident, he had seen a lot of amazing places. He was an explorer in every sense of the word. He also seemed indestructible to me. I can't tell you how many times I would go visit with my grandparents, only to find that my grandpa was bleeding somewhere. I would draw his attention to the injury, and he would just shrug it off. "Oh, that," he replied, "it's nothing, just a little scratch." In my mind, there was nothing that could hurt him. So when he was diagnosed with AML, acute myeloid leukemia, I figured that it would just be another bleeding wound that he would shrug off. Quote from my second journal, day 632. I thought I should write an update. I was debating on whether or not to include the day count on this entry. I decided to do it because, as much as I hate to admit it, cancer is still part of my everyday life. I hope to reach the point where I don't feel like it is. Unfortunately, I don't think that I will ever be able to escape cancer for good. It will continue to touch my life, even when I am not the one fighting it. We found out 10 days ago that my sweet Grandpa Fawkes has AML, cancer. Originally, the doctor gave him 2 months to live. Last Monday, I had the privilege of accompanying him and my grandma as they met with another doctor. She was able to give us a small sliver of hope. Because of his general good health, he was 78 years old and walking 6 miles a day. He has started a mild form of chemotherapy that will hopefully slow things down and give us a little more time with him. How much time is hard to say. This past week, he has gone up to the hospital every day to have poison run through his veins. My heart has been completely broken. I can't believe that this is happening to my Superman grandpa. I think he is handling things well, for the most part. He definitely would like to hang around here longer, but he is not afraid to die and looks forward to seeing his family and friends on the other side. I went up to the hospital on Friday so that I could sit with my grandparents during the chemo infusion. It is hard to see my grandpa look so tired. Sitting there also brought back memories of my own time with chemo. I am thankful that I had that time, so now I can help others on their own journeys. My grandpa's fight with cancer will not end like mine. We know that the cancer will win this battle, but we also know that all will be well. We will miss him terribly, and I am very sad that he could not have lived longer." End quote. Within 2 short months, and after battling like a champion, my grandpa was gone. I, along with the rest of my family, was completely heartbroken. How could our Superman really be gone? I felt a huge amount of anger surge within me. It was directed at the one and only thing that continued to rob me of precious things. I began to feel that no matter how hard I tried, I would never be free from cancer's suffocating grip. With a heart that was still hurting and a tired body that was slowly healing, I tried to make the best of what was left of the summer of 2013. I spent time with my family and used the lazy days to try and bring some energy back to my downtrodden body and spirit. I also found myself looking forward to the end of the summer because there was an adventure waiting for me there. I was hoping that it would be something that would help me clear the cancer fog from my brain. I had learned about an organization called First Descents. It is a nonprofit organization that is committed to making a difference in the lives of young adult cancer survivors by treating them to a week of high adventure through one of 3 activities: kayaking, rock climbing, or surfing. I felt compelled to find out more about this amazing organization, so I got on their website, and before I knew it, I had signed up to be part of one of their kayaking adventures. I was excited for the opportunity. However, as the months passed by and the week of my adventure drew near, fear and anxiety overshadowed my excitement. I started to worry that maybe I had not healed enough from my last surgery. I certainly did not want to do any damage and have to go back to the surgery table to fix things. I was also worried because it seemed to be very bad timing. I would be gone for the whole first week of my kids' school year and would lose that precious alone time where I could get my preschool room ready. A great debate waged in my mind. Do I go or do I not go? More than once, I found myself staring at a blank email that was addressed to the director of my kayaking adventure. I tried to find the right words to say that would explain why I would have to back out. Fortunately, I was never able to send that email. Something was telling me that I needed to go. On a beautiful August day, I sent my munchkins off to their first day of school, packed up my car, and headed off to Jackson, Wyoming for a week-long kayaking adventure with First Descents. As I pulled up to the location that my GPS said was right, it looked deserted, and I thought I had made a wrong turn somewhere. After a little scouting around, I finally found the correct building and timidly stepped into a room that was filled with complete strangers. I had a small internal panic attack and wondered what I was getting myself into. As the week progressed, any worry or fear that I had was slowly replaced with confidence, liberation, and joy. I had the assurance that I could continue on my journey because there were so many others who were in my same boat. Even though our cancer stories were very different, we all had the common thread of battling the beast, and that meant we would never be alone. I also experienced empowerment over cancer. I realized that I did not have to let it dictate my thoughts and feelings anymore. I had the power to put it in its place. Lastly, I experienced a colossal amount of pure happiness. Whatever muscles were not sore from the physical exertion of kayaking and a few killer volleyball games were sore from hours of deep belly laughter. Before my First Descents adventure, if you would have told me that 12 complete strangers with very different personalities, opinions, and backgrounds could come together for a week and forge an unbreakable bond, I would have laughed and said, "No way. How could such a bond be created in just a week?" There was only one word that could be used to describe what happened that week: magic. We were all meant to be there at that time, and I'm so grateful that I followed through and listened to the prompting within myself that told me I should go. It was extremely hard for all of us to say goodbye when our kayaking quest was over. We had come to the Snake River as strangers, and we were leaving as family. We left with promises to stay in touch and to be there for each other no matter what. I could not have known then just how big of an impact this new family would make in my life as I drifted closer to the land of PTSD.